Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Good morning. Good morning. It is week 2 and our book, 77 emotion words to transform your heart, healing from the inside out. I made this book a year ago. And if you haven't found your copy and are doing this journey with us, you can get it on Amazon. If you're in the Kansas City area and want a signed copy, just send me a DM, email me, and we can meet up. So just a little recap. I go through, we find a word each week, and that's our reflection word through the whole entire week. I do short clips on my Instagram, kind of how that word pops up for me. And I think I posted them here on YouTube. So last week's word was acceptance, and it seems to be the theme is like kind of the words aren't running together, but like other words are popping up with that word. So last week was it was good. I am doing this journey. I decided to do this journey because long story short, I have a heart condition and my valve is enlarged, and I am trying to heal my heart and make my valve shrink. So I thought, why not try this, because I don't want to have surgery, and use my book. So like I said, last week was acceptance, and this week we're going to see. So there's a couple of different ways to, I say it in the beginning of the book, like how you can use this book if you're on your own. I'm just kind of flowing with it, so we'll see which way, how it comes up for us today. I feel like doing this and finding a word. So that's what I feel like doing today. And I feel somewhere like, let me see. And I'm going to actually start out with like just like a little meditation, just kind of get us grounded, because that's the way I feel. I'm like, let's get grounded into it. Take a couple deep breaths, relaxing our shoulders, centering our energy in our heart, down into our solar plex, anchoring down into our feet, opening up our crown, asking for guidance, clarity, and the direction that we need to go this week. Okay, so I stopped here. 346. Hold on, let me go back to. All right, here we go. And the word is rage. And I know I didn't say it in the beginning, but there's like so many. Look at, woo, okay. We're going to talk about that real quick, because I just got, and I brought an extra piece of paper. So there's so many like positive, and I don't want to say negative words, because these are words to invoke and like bring something up. Okay, so the word is rage, which after the past few days, the world there's been some rage. So for me, because I'm not doing worldly, this is a personal journey. So this is the word that reflects to you. I'm going to put week. So each right here, I just put week 2. So we know that we already did it. So this is week 2. It is funny how this is, we are a not a mirror, but sometimes what's ever out in the world, obviously, because we are coexisting and creating with the world, pops up. So I'm kind of find that interesting that rage is here. But I felt immediately like a lump in my throat. So I'm going to sit with that. So the second part that we do is there is 15 questions, prompt questions for the word. I don't go through all 15 in here. These videos are short, but I go through them personally through this week. I will do this. So I think one of the questions is like, what emotional sensation arose in your body? That was the second one. Reflect on this word. We're going to do that just because I felt that like throat, right? So I'm going to journal here. I put like throat and lump. And it's like, oop, and see if I even talk about it, I can feel it right here. That's also your throat chakra. And we could be holding back. Where, yes, there has been circumstances in my life where rage is a very strong word for me. Like, to me, that is like very strong word. I don't rage very often, but if I'm feeling a lot of turmoil here, that's why I'm saying these words kind of go like back and forth for me. But yes, I do have a tendency to hold back. And I am working through saying things that don't like come off as rage, right? They don't come off like, oh my gosh, she's being a crazy lunatic, but also like holding this firm boundary where I'm able to say like how I'm feeling. I feel like this is a reminder, that's the good word, reminder of when I hold back, when I don't feel heard. See, and it was so funny. So I sat here, I was needing to clear my throat. This is so funny. Yeah, but it's like finding that's interesting, a new way to hold. I'm going to say rage because that's the word, okay? To hold the rage and emotions. Ooh, and now I jumped into my heart. And I'm going to put release them in a healthy, constructive way. So, how does that look like? Like, what does that look like, right? What would that be? I'm seeing, like, literally what I'm doing right now, writing down. So, you're getting it out. It's not on the voice yet. We're getting there. So, write it out. Hold on. And then speak it out, either in the shower, somewhere alone, you're driving, your frustration. It's almost like they're showing me that scene in The Office where when somebody calls Michael and Pam's like, he's like, whoever is like, Jen Livestein, I presume, or something. She's like, it's still me, Michael. And then and then he answers it, hello. And she's like, I let him get out his stuff first. It almost feels like that scene. Like, we get it out first, we go through all the emotions, whatever we're feeling, and then we come back and regroup. See? And then we regroup. And that's also going back to the writing, is writing those bullet points of like, okay, this is the way I'm feeling. This is the way I'm not being heard. I have a lot of strong emotions. Here's my boundary. This is what I need. This is so funny. I think it's funny. I mean, rage is strong, but the boundary thing. So this is where I said earlier, these words, like, other words are also coming in with that. And I find that very important. So it may be a different word for you than it is for me. So that's why I love this little journey that we're doing. So we can kind of like dive in, and like rage is coming up as like, okay, well, I might not have rage, but I feel like this is a good example of like getting things out that when I need to be heard, having healthy boundaries. Because usually, in my opinion, rage comes from not being able to be heard over and over again, and the frustration of that, or somebody crossing your boundaries, but you weren't as an individual strong enough to hold those boundaries, so then you got pushed, right? I mean, you could go on like, yes, if somebody doesn't believe the same thing you do, I mean, that's kind of like what's going on globally, but I still am like turning back inward. Like, let's go within. This is what my whole book is like, we're going within. So yeah, so each week, like I said, tomorrow and like the next day, I'm going to go in and answer more of these questions and see what else pops up in my life about this and where we can sorry, I got distracted. I also feel like maybe looking throughout your life where maybe as a child you may have raged or you may have like really got upset because you didn't get heard. You know what I mean? And I also think that I'm going to do this. Sorry, I'm like getting all this like stuff. Like, look, where is there a theme in your life that where you're not getting heard? Like, is it like it's about me? I'm just going to talk about me. The theme in my life of where I not get heard, and it's probably different for anybody who's watching this. If you're watching this, I'm definitely not talking about you, but before I had came out of the spiritual closet, nobody believed me. And it wasn't that I disbelieved him. It's like I got dismissed. It was like, she's just a child. The adult is right. She's a know-it-all. She's too sensitive. She's too bossy. She's this. Like, I got that. Oh my God. My whole life. Like, so when I came out of the spiritual closet, I had a really strong community that was like, no, we want this, we like this, we know who you are. And it was, so I felt that, but it was like years of compacted crap of not feeling that, not feeling heard or accepted for who I am, which, I mean, if you condense that could turn into rage. I'm not that type of person, but it deals with a lot of like frustration of like not being able to hurt and be like, I do have a gift. I am gifted. And it's taken me a long time to say that. So I know like that's where, see, there goes my throat again, needing to be heard or be seen. And I came across something this weekend that was really, I'm going to leave it on this. That was really impactful for me. And it said, if you are feeling, the word is rage. So we're just going to go with the word rage. I'm going to go rage and frustration because I feel those for me. And you're feeling those in your immediate circle. It's okay to either ask, that's where we talked about the boundaries, either ask for what you need. And if they can't deliver it, then finding that outside of your circle. And that really hit home for me because I'm like, that's what I'm going to do. And I've never been that type of person. I've always been like, as you see, within, like I can do it myself. And I am, but we are definitely in a time for community. And that's why I'm happy that if you're still here watching this, you're part of this community of this journey that we're doing together. And I'm wanting to create a collective community where we feel like we can lean on each other. In time as this book gets going, I do want to find like this is only the second week, and we'll see if the rhythm gets, and whoever is here is meant to be here and whoever's not isn't. And either find, I don't know, somewhere where we can gather and we can talk about like these words and how powerful it's been to unravel these within our life and like within our emotions and our heart. Because I see so many times with my business or with my clients and in my business that people are stuck on the same pattern and they can't recognize it. And I fully believe it is very important for you to see it yourself, because you can be told your whole entire life, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Have a great week, you guys. It'll be next week, and we're going to keep going on this journey. Share with a friend. Tell a friend. If you haven't followed my Instagram, Facebook, I'm out there, Tawnya Marie, Medium. If you want to book a call, I'm not open until October, but I'm here. Thanks for the ride. Thanks for the journey, and I'll talk to you soon.